Well, hello vinyl community. Yes, I am alive and well. First off, shout out to everybody that messaged me to ask me if I was doing okay. Totally good. Just been a super busy time in my life. I don't need to explain it, but all is good. Life is good. Just been super busy, and I'm missing you guys, and I'm missing showing what I pick up and what I get and what I can share and contribute to the vinyl community and for record lovers alike. But today, we're going to do our vinyl contest entry into Steve Carlson's 1000 subs contest. I would be remiss if I didn't enter this. I've been following Steve since day one. Ironically, we were neck and neck at around 500 and something subs, which is what I'm still at. But you see, when you don't make videos, you don't get any subs. So, kudos to you, buddy. And here's for another 1,000 more. So anyway, his contest was super easy. But before we get into the contest, I think it's ironic that Steve has trouble pronouncing the names of certain bands, certain artists. And the irony is, people that comment on Steve's channel have a problem pronouncing his name. I find this kind of humorous. So, I've heard Steve Carlson, Steve Carlston, Steve Carlstone, Steve Carlstan. What else have we got? Steve Kitson. We got Steve Carlston. There you go. Anyway, I think that's kind of funny that everyone has a different pronunciation of Steve's surname. So Steve, if you can clarify how we should say your name, that would be much appreciated. Okay, so there's like been a gazillion entries into this contest. In fact, I do not remember another contest where every day I go on the VC and there's another entry. He must have like 1,000 entries. So cheers. I would feel like I'm the only one of his friends that didn't enter. So here we go. So just to do something a bit different, because honestly, I've watched a ton of videos on this, and that's a go-to. Oh, that's a go-to. That's a go-to. So really easy. 5 go-to albums. To mess it up, I'm going cassette. Hey, look, I'm standing, and I got my hands. Taking some advice. I could be Ivana Rich, or I could be Norma Maslow. But let's go to the cassette wall. Can you see me back there? I'm trying to use my depth of field, my corners. All right, I gotta run all the way up. Where can we go? Ooh, that light's bright. Maybe we gotta bring that down a little bit. Oh, there you go. There you go. We got Revolver by the Beatles. Hey, that looks good. That looks good. This is a Turkish pressing. A Revolver. How about My Aim is True? Elvis Costello, first album. What an album. The Angels Want to Wear My Red Shoes. Watching the Detectives. This is a Canadian Stiff Records cassette. It's better if I go right. Oh yeah, there you go. See, it's going to take me a while to get used to this. I got to trim my fingernails now too. Some of these are kind of hard to find cassettes, which kind of makes this kind of interesting. How about, wait for it, put some Bobby Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. This is it's probably a Canadian as well. It's The Nice Price. I believe these were Canadian, The Nice Price. No, this is a UK. I stand corrected. A UK Blonde on Blonde. This is a nice one to have on cassette. In the Court of the Crimson King. King Crimson. This is the UK. I got this in London, I remember. Maybe I got the Blonde and One on the same day. Yeah. Best artwork. I'll grab a couple. Okay. My go-to album. Oasis, definitely Maybe. You know, and we talk about opening tracks. There's a thread about that. Rock and Roll Star, Oasis, definitely Maybe. One of the greatest debut albums of all time. Here's another really hard cassette to find. This is Page and Plant, No Quarter. This was based on a series of concerts they did together, which they didn't tell John Paul Jones they were doing. He finds out when the album's dropped. This is a Canadian. Another major go-to. Pink Floyd, Metal. Metal. Pronunciation. Metal. Metal. Great opening track, One of These Days, and of course the epic side 2 of Echoes. I got more than 5. Is that okay? From My Heritage, The Pogues, If I Should Fall from Grace with God, with the greatest Christmas song of all time, Fairy Tale of New York. But what a great album. Radiohead, OK Computer. Another hard one to find on cassette. I don't know where that's from, but it's from somewhere different. Back to the classic albums. The Stones, Exile on Main Street. The Sex Pistols, Never Mind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. And the Smiths, The Queen is Dead. What an album. And a couple more to finish with. I did those in alphabetical order, by the way. A band that gets like no love on the VC at all, but they're one of my favorites. Bam! U2, The Joshua Tree. Great, great album. Side 1, opening tracks, Where the Streets Have No Name. Like when that came out in 85, whatever that was, 86, 87. 87. So I gotta stand here to get the cassette up there. And lastly, Neil Young, Harvest Moon. I love this album. This was really a discovery of Neil Young for me because I wasn't born in Canada. And this came out when I was in, what year did this come out? Someone just did a video about being better prepared for your videos. And I obviously didn't listen to that. 92. This came out in 1992, right when I was really getting into different music. You know, in the 80s I followed what was on the charts, right? I mean, what was, and then in the 90s I discovered music. And that's when I discovered Neil Young, Harvest Moon. Anyway, Steve, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you the best. Congratulations on all your subs. And VC, I will not be a stranger. I promise I'm going to make more videos. Peace out, everybody.